Hello everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you a walkthrough of a lesson for grade 4. This lesson is called Different Preferences, and during the lesson we're going to ask the students about their preferences across a wide range of topics. I really hope you guys enjoy this lesson. If you do and want to purchase it, please go to my store. You can find all of my lessons there, and you can actually bundle them together and you'll get a big discount. Or you can go to my Teachers Pay Teachers. All of my lessons are there as well, or my Taobao store. I really hope you enjoy this video. I hope you learned something. And if you do, please hit that like button. That really helps me out. Leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel if you're new here. Let's get right into the walkthrough. Okay, let's have a look at this PowerPoint. So of course we start with the introduction and rules, and then we go into review. And this lesson is sort of the spiritual sequel to the flavors and prefer lesson. When I taught this years ago, about 2 years ago, I taught them back to back, so I think they work together pretty well. So if you're going to purchase this lesson, I recommend you also purchase the other one, the flavors preferred lesson or prefer flavors lesson. I think they work really well together. Okay, so you can review these words. Now, if you didn't teach the other lesson first, you can just teach these words. Okay, and here, once again, we have the flavors. Now, if you're not going to teach these, then, you could remove these slides. It's totally up to you. I just thought that they worked well together, so I recommend that if you're going to buy one, buy the other. It just makes sense, okay? And here's the definition from the other lesson as well. Yeah, okay? And here is the straight up review. This is the language from the last lesson. All right, now let's go into this lesson. Okay, so first we're going to use the words and make a question. So here's round one. You can put the class, my classes are always in teams. If your class is not in teams, then you can put them in teams and you can have them rearrange these words into a question, okay? You could have them write the question on the board in the correct order. So if you have 4 teams, give each team a spot on the board, bring up 4 students or something from one of the teams. So you can have a bunch of students at the front and they can come up with the correct question here. Now, if you did not teach the flavors, prefer flavors lesson, this is going to be a little bit difficult maybe for them, but they should be able to figure it out, I think, even if you didn't teach it, depending on their level. So which season do you prefer, summer or winter? And as always, if you present a question like this, you can have some students answer it. So I prefer summer to winter. And you can ask them why. Why do you prefer summer to winter? And push them a little bit. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, the PowerPoint's just there to guide you. There's a lot of stuff you can add while you're teaching. Some stuff will come to you while you're teaching. Like, this is a relevant thing to ask, or this is a way to expand on this really quickly. And you might go off into a tangent for 5 minutes, riffing off of a certain slide. Okay, so these PowerPoints are just there to, like I said, guide you and give you something to play off of. Okay, same thing here. Change students and rinse and repeat. Same thing. Okay, just showing different examples of this is the kind of language they're going to see in this lesson. So asking about comparing 2 different things and which one they prefer. Okay, and then we're going to go into this. So which question would you like? Okay, so you can bring up 1 student or 2 students from one team, and that those students can choose a question. You'll notice there's a notebook here. This is to skip till the end. So if you want to skip past this, or after you've done a bunch of questions and you just want to skip to the writing section or the homework at the end, you can just click this and it'll take you all the way there. So let's say the 2 students you bring up from one of the teams, they choose question 8. Click on question 8, okay? And the question is, which superhero do you prefer, Iron Man or Thor? Okay, so this is something students in primary school will be interested in, especially the boys. They'll go a little bit nuts when they see Iron Man and Thor, and they can just say the answer, I prefer Iron Man to Thor. And once again, you can ask them why. Why do you prefer Iron Man to Thor? Okay, and that's going to, before you even show them the way that they can answer the question, just see what they say. And then based on what they do say, you can click on one of them. So if they say Iron Man, you click on Iron Man, okay? And then here's the next question. Why do you prefer Iron Man to Thor? Let me move myself over here so you can see. Okay, so why do you prefer Iron Man to Thor? Now, once again, if you have 2 students at the front, one student can ask the other student, right? So they say, because, well, they can see here, there's three choices. So they can either say one of these set responses, or they can make their own response, okay? So let's say the student says, because Iron Man has cool technology. Okay, that's why he prefers Iron Man to Thor. Thor doesn't have any technology, right? And so he said this answer, or she said this answer. You click on it. Click on it. Sorry. Oh, there's a little lag there. Sorry. I clicked it and nothing happened. I clicked it again, so it jumped past. So the student clicked on this one, and that's 4 points. Okay, so each one has a different point value. Okay? And go back. The reason it didn't work just now is there was like a little lag in my computer. It's nothing to do with the PowerPoint. I'm recording my screen, so sometimes it gets a little overloaded. All right, so yeah, that's how it works. They get 4 points. Those students sit down, and then you bring up 2 students from the next team. Which question would you like? The student says, or one of the students says, I would like question 10. Okay, so they choose question 10. Which kind of pet do you prefer, cats or dogs? And they say, I prefer dogs to cats. Click on dogs. Next question. The student asks the other student again, why do you prefer dogs to cats? And there's 3 different choices. Okay. If they want to come up with their own answer, that's totally fine, right? So the first one says, because dogs are cuter than cats. Second one, because dogs are friendlier than cats. Or they could say, because I can play with my dog outside and I like to play outside, or something like this. And then they say, oh, my cat's meowing. You must have heard me say I prefer dogs to cats. It's not true, Louis. I prefer cats to dogs. Don't worry. Let's say they say this answer, because dogs are friendlier than cats. Click. Ooh, a spinning wheel. So if it's a spinning wheel, they go to the spinning wheel and they can spin and get points. Oh, here, my cat. Yeah, my cat is here. He hears me. Come here, Louis. Come on up. This is funny. Louis, come on up. Ooh, Louis wants to spin the wheel. Louis, say hi. Yeah, that's funny. Good boy, Louis. All right, so spin the wheel. 7 points. That team gets 7 points. And go back, okay? And with this PowerPoint, as with the last one, with the prefer flavors PowerPoint, I'm not making the questions disappear after you use them. So you can do that, but like I said in the previous walkthrough, the animation for them disappearing doesn't work on many computers in the schools, so it's kind of useless having it. So what you can do is you can just write the questions that they already answer on the board. So if they already answered question 2, write 2 on the board. Once they answer question 10, write 10 on the board and just keep track of it that way. Okay, so those students sit down, you bring up 2 more students, one asks the other. Okay, that's the best way to do it, or you can have the whole class ask. Which question would you like? And they say, I would like question 9. Question 9. Which kind of meat do you prefer? Beef or chicken? Okay, and I'll just mention this again, when we're teaching ESL to large classes and we're playing games like this, it's just a way to get them to talk, right? You're using this game to get them to physically say the English. The more times they say it, the more it'll get, their fluency will improve. You can listen to their pronunciation and correct their pronunciation. Just asking students to say stuff in English is quite boring, but if they feel like it's a game, they'll be much more willing to do it, okay? And you can actually, for questions like this, I like to have, even if you have 2 students at the front, you can have the one student ask the other, and then you can have the whole class ask, or that whole team ask. And you can actually give points. Like if you have a whole team ask, you can give points based on how well that team asks. So did they ask all together? Did they ask in unison? You can give them points, okay? So they say, I prefer beef to chicken. I prefer beef to chicken. Beef. Click on beef. Why do you prefer beef to chicken? And they're looking, because I think beef tastes better than chicken. Okay. Because I don't want to hurt any chickens. Okay. Don't mind hurting cows, but don't hurt any chickens. Okay. Or because, I think chickens are dirty, or something like this. Whatever they would, something like that. Whatever they want to come up with. So let's say they say, because I think beef tastes better than chicken. Got this, 6 points. Okay, good. And then go back, okay? Next students come up, next team. Which question would you like? They say question 2. Which kind of food do you prefer? Rice or noodles? I prefer, the student says, I prefer noodles to rice. Now, make sure, once again, that they use the proper structure here. I prefer noodles to rice. And if you want, you can teach them the other way as well, which is I prefer noodles over rice. They could also say that. Click on noodles. Why do you prefer noodles to rice? Okay, 3 choices. Because I think noodles taste better than rice. Because I think eating noodles is fun, right? They're long and stringy. It's very fun. Or, because I think eating rice is boring, or because my sister likes eating rice and I don't like my sister. Okay, whatever. So let's say they chose this one. Because I think eating noodles is fun. Click on it. Ooh, spinning wheel. Click on it. Spin the wheel. 11 points. Ah! Okay, and then go back. And you would rinse and repeat, okay? Let me just show you all the questions. So there's which season do you prefer, or spring or autumn? And once again, based on which one you click, they lead to different ones. So if they click on this one, it'll lead them to a bunch of answers that say why spring, why they prefer spring. If they click this one, it'll lead them to a bunch of answers which say why they would prefer autumn. So both of them are there. So if I click on spring, you see, because I love seeing all the flowers, because the spring smells good, whatever. And if I click on, which one did I click? This one? Yeah. If I click on autumn, it takes me here. Why do you prefer autumn to spring? Because I like the color of the leaves. Because I can fly a kite in the autumn, or whatever. Okay. Did I do question 2 yet? Remember? Okay, yeah, it's rice and noodles. Question 3. Okay, which subject do you prefer? PE class or IT class? Okay. Once again, there's different answers here. Okay. Let's go. Let's move myself so you can see. Question 4. Whose cooking do you prefer? Your mother's or your grandmother's? Okay, that's an interesting one. Question 5. Which place do you prefer? A cinema or a park? Okay, let's just see what kind of answers they have. For cinema, it's because I like watching films, or because I like the food at the cinema. That's true. Okay, 6. Which kind of fruit do you prefer? Apples or strawberries? Contentious topics here. 7. Which sport do you prefer? Football or basketball? 8. Oh yeah, we already did 8. Superhero question. 9. Oh yeah, we did 9. Beef or chicken? Good. Cats and dogs. 11 is, okay, which kind of vegetable do you prefer? Carrots or broccoli? And 12. Which day of the week do you prefer? Saturdays or Sundays? Okay, so you can get an idea of the different questions that are in this lesson. Okay, and at any point you can click home to go back. Okay, and then at the end we have a little homework assignment here. Okay, you can actually have them do this in class if there's time. So which kind of food do you prefer? Noodles or rice? Why? Which place do you prefer? A cinema or a park? Why? Which season do you prefer? Spring or summer? Which kind of meat do you prefer? Beef or chicken? So this lesson is just, it's a great way to get them to talk, and it will work really well in a large class. And yeah, that is the whole lesson. It's not too complicated, but I think the structure of the PowerPoint is really good. I know I'm the one who made it, so it sounds very conceited to say that, but I taught this lesson, a bunch of times, and it worked. It works really, really well. So I'm happy to share it with everyone. Thank you. Okay, that's the whole lesson. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did and want to purchase this lesson, just use the links in the video description below. And yeah, hit the like button if you like that. Subscribe if you're new here, and leave a comment below. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.